Yes, mate. Oh, that deserves a picture.
He's known as the Supervet.
You all right, mister?
That's good. It's going to make you stand again.
Very gently hold that.
His extraordinary vet practice and cutting-edge procedures
Hi, mate. 25 years ago, I would have said it was impossible.
have saved the lives of thousands of the nation's pets.
Oh, that's so good.
Well done. Good girl. Good girl.
Professor Noel Fitzpatrick and his team are constantly developing new treatments where other options have run out.
All right, all hands on deck. Let's get into theatre now. Nothing about this fracture is textbook. This is totally unpredictable.
And when hope fades,
I'm not telling you that he has to be put to sleep, but I am telling you that we do have some big decisions to... I'm sorry.
Noel continues
All right, let's go.
to search for medical solutions,
I'm not God. I am just a bloke trying to do his best.
Come on then, baby.
offering a chance
I've got my dog back with bells and whistles on.
against all the odds.
It's okay, Baba. It's okay.
I just think it's amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick Referrals in Surrey sees its fair share of dogs
Yeah, boy.
who have very close bonds with their families.
There's a reason they're called man's best friend, because they're always happy to see you.
Well.
And they're very loyal, protective, loving, very caring.
Dogs don't judge you. They don't look at you now, Mum, that's your third glass of wine. You slow down, you're drunk, you know what I mean?
Don't knock any more down, Jesus. Don't knock the cups down. No. He's behaving himself.
Declan is waiting with his best mate, Loki, a 1-year-old Rhodesian Ridgeback with energy to burn. He's due to have surgery today on his right ankle.
Come here, behave.
We just noticed that he was lame in his back right leg. And then around about last September, his hock was swollen. No. And we got an X-ray and it showed up that there was kind of some part missing that wasn't growing properly.
No.
Just trouble, Loki, stop it.
Loki is suffering from a developmental problem, a defect in his ankle bone that is causing erosion within his joint. It needs fixing now if he's to live a pain-free life. The family got Loki as a puppy.
There you go. Good boy. Come on.
Since they found out about his problem, they've had to keep him on a lead outdoors. But his excess energy has led him into trouble.
He's just a fun-loving dog, really. He just enjoys running around, playing, and that's been our problem, is that he hasn't been able to run around outside and play, so he does a lot of it inside. He's been slightly confined, which meant that he destroys things. He ate a hole in the carpet. It wasn't a case of where you could patch it up. It was a huge hole, and I just thought, oh no. And then he went through a few beds, trashed them. There was sponge and bits of bed all over the kitchen floor and him just sitting there looking innocent. And generally he just gets up to mischief. He likes to steal things off the counter when he gets an opportunity. It's been a tough year just trying to look after him properly. In particular, just trying to restrict his movement. Anything we can do to make him better, to get him so he can do what he needs to do and be comfortable doing it, we'll do it.
Medication hasn't been enough to manage Loki's pain. So he was referred to see Noel a few weeks ago.
Loki, that's not doing your leg any good, is it?
Noel could fuse Loki's ankle solid, but he's young and has his whole life ahead of him. So Declan has decided to go for a potentially superior option, which may keep movement in the joint.
Now, with regard to the back leg, our plan today, as you know, is to treat the inside of the ankle. So when we did the CT scan, what we found was a big hole in the ridge of the talus, which is the main articulating bone of the ankle.
Noel's designed an innovative, custom-made implant to repair the defect.
So we have the implants made. So this is a super smooth metal ridge that goes down on the top of the talus bone. It has a peg in it, and underneath it has a mesh surface coated in a mineral called hydroxyapatite for bone on growth. The peg goes down into the bone to stop it sliding.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to take him through? Okay. Do you want us to say goodbye to him? All right, big guy.
See you, fella.
That's
See you
it.
soon.
Good boy. Off you go. That's fine. Thank you. He's keen to be everywhere, isn't he? Thanks. Okay, so any questions?
That explains to me what you're going to do, yeah? Okay, brilliant.
Thanks, Nick.
That's it.
Take care.
All right, thanks very
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
Loki needs to be prepared for surgery. But he has other ideas.
We're hoping everything goes well and that it will work. It's nice that I don't have to keep trying to hold on to him and stop him running around the place.
Hello. It's okay. We're friendly, but we'll stay away from you. It's all right.
Waiting to see Noel is Newfoundland Hugo. Despite his size, he's just 1 year, 4 months old.
He's got hip dysplasia, both hips.
How's that?
So he's having the right one done today, and he's got to have the left one done in a couple of months. Providing it all goes okay, they're meant to last for his lifetime, aren't they? So
What age is it?
it's just over 1.
Oh my God.
Hugo lives at home in Essex with Fiona, Ian, and their 3 children, Dominic, Connor, and Imogen.
You like a rabbit?
What was the decision maker to get such a massive dog, honey?
That was me. I just really loved them.
Hugo joined the family to be more than just an ordinary pet.
Our son Dominic has autism and finds connection with people very difficult, but he doesn't have that problem with Hugo. So we were hoping that he could have some training in therapy to support Dominic. It was a massive shock, wasn't it, when we got the diagnosis for the hip?
You don't expect it.
It was a big shock.
At 9 months old.
But what can you do? He's not a washing machine that's broken down. You can just take back to the store and swap for another one. He's unwrapping it. You do everything you can for a member of the family, don't you?
Hugo is in today to have the first of his 2 total hip replacements.
Hi, Hugo. How are you, mate? Oh, hello, mate. Hi, how are you?
Hello,
I'm Noel.
Noel.
Nice to see you.
Nice
Nice to see
to
you.
see you.
Nice to see you. What's your
Although
first name?
I don't really want to be here, if I'm
I
totally
know,
honest.
I know,
Fiona.
I know. Fiona.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Boy.
So you came to see Miguel a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Well, it won't be any surprise to you that the reason he sent you to see me is it's a challenging situation.
Before Noel focuses on the extent of Hugo's hip disease, he double-checks the rest of his joints.
So if we just face him that way and you talk to his head, Mum. I'm just going to check the knees.
Yeah, we was going to say, can you check his knees?
Yeah.
Right knee.
Good boy.
Oh, freaking heck. That left one's slipping out as well.
Yeah, that's what Miguel said.
Yeah, both of them are slipping. I'll check his elbows. Okay. Okay, let's pray that these are fine. Hold tight. That's not normal. Hold tight. Hold tight. Okay, big fella. Ah, shoot. That's not good. He's got pain in his elbows as well. That's not good. He possibly and probably, I'm sorry, has all 6 joints affected. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm not telling you that he has to be put to sleep, but I am telling you that we do have some big decisions to. I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Sorry. I'm I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, I guess what I need to know from you is, do you want me to keep going?
It's just a baby.
I mean,
But
I
then
don't...
how many operations do you put him through that?
Well, that's the thing. I think that we have three issues. We have the monetary issue, we have the practical issue, and we have the ethical issue of putting him through all of these surgeries. Many people would say put this dog to sleep if he has all 6 joints affected, and that's just the fact of life. The problem you've got at the moment is you've no idea how severe or otherwise the elbow issue is.
Well, we need to find out what's going on with his elbows before we do his hip, I reckon.
Now, bear in mind, I can't cure arthritis of the elbow. I can't. All I can do is make it more comfortable and tolerable for X number of years. If I can't, then that's a different conversation. Yeah. Okay, give me a big cuddle.
All right, see you
Okay,
Hal.
all right, big guy. Let's go for a little walk.
See you later, boy.
There we go. Good.
Hugo's additional joint problems have come as a shock.
All right.
Laura, how quickly can I get this dog anaesthetized, CT'd elbows, and into theatre for elbow scope?
We can do it right now.
Do it right now.
It's going to take a bit to get imaging.
Fine.
So are we not going to touch bits today?
If Hugo's elbows are badly diseased, as well as his hips and knees, it may be too much to put the young dog through, leaving his future uncertain.
It could end up that he's got a problem in all 6 joints, and it wasn't quite what we were expecting. So we have to wait now.
Today, Noel is trying to establish how badly affected Hugo's elbows are, instead of giving him the hip replacement he was booked in for.
That there is erosion of the humerus, but the good news is that it's not as bad as it might be. And I'll treat this with keyhole surgery, and that will hopefully relieve the pain and make Hugo happy, at least in the medium term.
Fiona and Ian have waited 3 hours for news.
Do you remember when Dominic went in for his tonsils out? Half an hour we had to wait. I thought that was hell. At least then we knew what was going on.
Now, Hugo's mum and dad. Hello, guys. I'm so sorry.
Noel updates the family on Hugo's elbows.
Hi.
Hiya.
You holding up?
Yeah.
Okay, grab a seat. So the bottom line is I'm not going to drop a giant bombshell. The easiest thing to do is to put it in context for you. If it was a 7, 8, 9, then we'd be really worried. If it was a 3, 4, we wouldn't be so worried. Thankfully, it's less than 5 on that overall scale of badness.
All right.
Okay.
Now, please understand, that does not mean that there is not going to be osteoarthritis in the elbows, because there's already osteoarthritis in the elbows.
Okay.
The determinant of whether or not we need to even begin to think about euthanasia would have been if that was on the upper end. Yeah. It's not, we haven't cured your dog.
No, I know,
But there is hope.
Imagine not taking him home.
Well, that's one good thing anyway, at least.
Thank you, son.
All right, you're welcome. God bless you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Having had his elbows treated, Hugo will be able to go home tomorrow. But he will return in 2 weeks for the first of his 2 hip replacements, as well as surgery on his slipping kneecap.
The elbows are hopefully sorted, although he could have a problem when he's older. And now we can go back to trying to sort out the hips. It was a good result in the end, but it was stressful today.
I think I got the size too small.
You're so mean.
And look like a duck.
No, it's because my...
Your hands are sweaty.
In theatre, Loki, the energetic Ridgeback, is being prepared for the intricate surgery to repair the defect inside one of the bones of his ankle joint. Noel plans to fit a specially made implant, which, if successful, should take away the pain Loki has felt for nearly a year. By cutting the tibia and flipping the joint open, the defect in the talus is revealed. Noel sculpts the defect and inserts the custom implant. The segment of the previously cut tibia bone and attached ligament is then replaced and held back in position using a plate, screws, and wire.
So we've just cut down on the joint now. We can see it's very swollen. This is all the excess fluid is leaking because it's inflamed. And we're going to cut the piece off the bone. This is the implant. It's got a peg here for added security. It's got a mesh onto which hopefully the bone will grow. We popped the implant in and just impacted it into place. Now you can see here we've got a nice new ridge where the hole was before. We're just going to check that that fits. Fits nicely. Just reattach this piece of bone. Job done.
Finally, Noel screws on a plate and uses wire to secure the two bone fragments.
Okay, so now we've got the wire, the plate, and the screws on. The fracture that we made to get into the joint is mended again. We can see now that we have a nice smooth surface inside the joint, and hopefully Loki will be a lot less painful. I'm just going to stitch up and get out of here.
So bushy.
It's 3 weeks since Newfoundland Hugo had his unexpected surgery on his elbow. He's back for his first total hip replacement and possible knee surgery to treat his slipping kneecap.
We're not going to know whether I need to do kneecap surgery or not until I have the hip in the appropriate position. So just popping the hip in now. Okay, that seems tight enough. I'm just going to check the kneecap now. But actually that's much better than I thought it might be. But I'm going to go with that. Give me 4 metric PDS, please.
With the hip in place, Noel hopes to avoid surgery on Hugo's knee.
Fitzpatrick Referrals, Orthopaedics and Neurology. How can I help?
The practice often sees cats due to road traffic accidents.
All right, little one.
But on rare occasions, they can get themselves into trouble in the home. It's early afternoon.
Where are you?
Carol and Nigel have arrived with their 7-month-old Oriental Havana kitten, Zara, after a mysterious accident.
There.
She's had a fall and broken her front leg, but the fracture is potentially complicated.
We're seeing Noel Fitzpatrick himself. When he's free.
So they've been referred for specialist treatment.
Listen, the deal is, if they can't do it, we let her go. Or if it's going to impair her function, we'll see what he can do. We have to be prepared for that. I couldn't bear the thought of that.
Hello, mate.
This is Zara.
You're a beauty, aren't you?
She's almost 7 months.
Hi, Zara. Oh, dearie me. Come here, Zara. Good girl. Okay. All right. She's 7 months?
Yes.
So tell me what happened.
Came downstairs and Zara and our other Oriental were in the sitting room. And suddenly I heard a very loud crash. And I heard Zara yelling in pain. Then I found her underneath my armchair, right at the back, lying on her right side.
So carefully slid her out. And it was fairly obvious that there was some major damage because she couldn't stand.
Yeah. And she broke her leg.
I thought she'd either hit a bureau or one of the coffee tables.
Shall we put her back in now that we've had a peep? Okay, let's pop her back in there. That's it. Well done, sweetheart. You stay in there. Well done. Well done. If it's just, I say just, but if it's just a spiral fracture, then I should be able to get it lined up. But this is still a growing cat. Yeah. So there's a growth plate from which the bone grows down here and up here. We need to hope that's not damaged. Because the leg would bend as the cat grows. And depending on what we find, I'll be giving you advice about that. But please God, the growth plate is not damaged.
That's the sort of kitty you're getting to look after.
Oh my goodness, that's fabulous. Look at that. So that's her climbing the Christmas tree.
Yeah, right near to the top. You can see in the right.
She looks like a Christmas ornament.
You can see the eyes.
That's absolutely fantastic.
She hasn't tried getting up the loft ladder yet, but it's just a question of time.
All right, darling.
All right, no worries. I will ring you later, guys. God bless. Safe journey home. See you later. Come on, Zara. Good girl.
Hi, Princess. Look at you.
Zara has X-ray pictures and is immediately prepared for surgery.
Zara's only been with us a short time, but we're retired and she's a large part of our life. I can't imagine her life if she couldn't climb high.
Bones of a kitten really are tiny.
Noel will use a special distractor to pull apart and align the minute fragments.
So the center of this bone is about 3.5 millimeters across. Man, unfortunately, it's worse than I'd hoped. It looks like it's fissured right down towards the joint. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to be able to easily fit a plate in here.
Noel meticulously pieces the spiral fracture back together with loops of wire.
The wire goes right around the bone, like the sheaves on a barrel, pulling the pieces of wood together.
The final stage is for Noel to construct an external frame, which will support Zara's humerus whilst the fracture heals.
Okay, let's go to X-ray, thanks. That looks pretty good. With the 3 pins above and 2 pins below, that should support it enough. Kittens will heal a fracture like that in about 4 weeks. So, fingers crossed, she'll be fine.
Fiona and Ian are here, with 1.5-year-old Hugo and their son Connor.
Hello, Hugo. Take a seat. Hey, gorgeous.
Noel has successfully replaced Hugo's right hip, hoping to avoid surgery on the right knee. Now he's ready for his second hip operation.
We're back for number 2.
He's not very happy about it, as you can hear. After the first week, I just said, I don't know if I can do this again, but you don't have a choice because you can't leave him the way he is. We've come out the other side So we will again. He's doing really well at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing really well, yeah.
Hopefully it'll all be worth it in the end.
All right, let's get him up.
Ian and Fiona hope this is Hugo's final operation. Noel checks the current condition of his joints.
Good boy. So he's got no puffiness in his elbows and that's all fine. Good. Hold. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, his kneecap's gone to a grade 2 now.
Despite Noel's hope of avoiding surgery on the right knee, it is still slipping.
So what do we do now?
The next question is whether we operate on the right knee to fix the patellar luxation today, or whether we do a left total hip replacement today.
Right. If you do his left hip, will he be all right on his right side? Right. Nothing's ever straightforward.
It's ever straightforward in our family.
So I'm going to do the right knee.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Thanks,
Noel.
All right, guys, come on, mate.
Before Hugo has surgery on his second hip, the family have decided that Noel should fix the slipping kneecap on the leg he's already operated on.
It's the same thing that happened last time. He brought him in for his right hip and they'd done both his elbows. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shock.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Crap. Are we allowed to say that? Well, it's true.
Yeah.
It's just one thing after another.
No.
It's the morning after Zara, the Oriental Havana kitten, had surgery to fix her leg fracture. She's recovering well, but can't go home yet. In Clanfield, Carol and Nigel live a quiet life, except for their mischievous kittens, who keep them on their toes.
This is Vanya. He's an Oriental, brown-spotted Oriental. We felt we needed a companion for Zara. That's my finger.
And he was just getting used to Zara when the accident happened. So he's been rather lonely.
Don't chew it. They chased each other all the way around the house. And this is probably when the accident happened. There's never a dull moment when you've got Oriental cats around. They're incredible companions, in sickness and in health.
You've got hot chocolate. Oh.
But be careful, because that's hot.
Fiona, Ian and Dominic have returned to take Hugo home. It's 4 days since he had his unexpected knee surgery.
Let's bring him in. There we go.
Hello!
Now. Now.
Hello!
Good boy.
You thought we'd abandoned you, didn't you?
Let's walk him out to some solid ground, guys. Come on, big fella.
He still faces a second total hip replacement and a second knee surgery.
Good. All right, big fella. Sit down there. Good boy. Good boy.
It's really good to have him back and see him, and he looks all right, doesn't he?
Yes, it is. That's you in there.
We'll probably give him some nice treats and all the stuff that he's not supposed to have, but he likes. Yeah, just sit with him and cuddle him and just let him know that we've missed him. Oh.
Hey! Are you hungry? Should we take this off?
1-year-old Ridgeback, Loki, has been recovering from surgery to fix a defect in his ankle bone.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
3 weeks have passed, and the overactive Loki has been kept under tight surveillance at the practice to ensure his wound heals properly.
See you in a bit.
Finally, Declan has arrived to take Loki home.
No, it's all gone, baby.
Good man. I'm good, thanks. Now, he's been rambunctious, to say the least. Okay. He's been very challenging.
Yeah.
He's massively strong. And of course, the piece of bone is very small. And my worry was that he would break the screws or the wire because he was so boisterous. So hence, we've put a splint on there for now 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The implant looks great. I'm very happy with it at this point in time.
Yeah.
He has a cocktail of drugs.
Yeah, good.
Most of which are calming drugs.
Yeah.
He thinks he's fixed, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You ready for him, Declan?
Yeah.
We've given him loads, but there we go. Oh boy.
I don't think he realizes he's actually injured.
Let's see what he's like outside.
I'm not looking forward to the next 3 weeks.
There you go. Hello, Daddy.
You know, I'd love to be able to speak dog language to say, just stay calm, but I can't.
So the main thing, Declan, is to keep him on the harness and on the sling.
Yeah.
So he can't run, jump, slip, slide, or accelerate.
Okay.
I need that bone to heal.
Yeah, I will make sure he doesn't do any of that.
Yeah. Good.
I'm really happy he's with us now and we can look after him, but I would really like to speed up time just to get it done and dusted, really.
Declan and his family now have the task of keeping hyperactive Loki calm for the next few weeks.
Should we go for a walk? You need to sit down. Ah, it's a good boy.
Hugo, the giant Newfoundland, has finally had both hips replaced and the surgery on both his slipping kneecaps. He's been recovering at home and having intensive rehabilitation. But recently, Fiona and Ian noticed he'd started limping.
We're about to see Hugo again, and he was beginning to get a reaction around his femur. And that line right there between the femur and the cement represents loosening. And in spite of having a negative bacterial culture at the end of the surgical procedure, I was very worried about that, and I spoke to Ian and Fiona and told them that could represent infection.
Noel has been monitoring Hugo's condition and has prescribed an intensive course of antibiotics.
We thought we were on the home stretch, didn't we? Just, I can't even find the words to tell you how awful it is to now be in this position.
Sadly, in spite of antibiotics, it's got worse. So we're going to go on to our best for him.
The house is so empty without him. I really don't want to be in that position for very long.
All right, guys, come on in. Yeah, I heard you before I could see you.
At home, Noel.
Hello, mate.
He only does it when we come here now.
Come on, this way, big fella. Okay.
Noel hopes he can save Hugo's hip.
Now, I know it's a nightmare, and I feel really bad for you. I mean, I was very worried.
It's so frustrating because this was his last op.
Yeah.
Out of all the ops he's had.
Could have been anything. We don't know for absolute sure that we can control the infection.
Yeah.
And if we can't, then it's full limb amputation or euthanasia. And
I don't think he can cope on 3 legs. I think he's too big.
If anything disastrous happens, I need to take him home to the kids.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
So basically, you want me to wake him up no matter what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dominic would need to.
Yeah, I think they all do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was initially planned as a therapy dog.
For Dominic, yeah. But it hasn't quite worked like that.
Stay brave for Dominic.
Oh, that's your coffee. It's probably stone cold.
Fiona and Ian will go home to wait for news.
Need some alcohol in this, really.
Yeah.
You need an alcoholic shot in that machine.
2-year-old Newfoundland Hugo is at the practice. He's lame on his left leg. And although very rare, Noel is concerned his hip implant is infected. He needs to look inside the joint to see how bad it is and if he can save the leg.
Very, very aggressive. This is not looking good. The femur looks very infected. And I think the cup might be infected as well. But the chances of getting rid of this infection completely are not high now. It's been said that infection can undo 250 years of medical advance. When it attacks metal or cement, ultimately it can be impossible to get rid of.
Hello?
Fiona.
No.
Hi, I've come out of theatre because it looked horrible in there.
Right.
Basically, you've got infection tissue running up, right up along the femur and around the cup as well.
You've been through now.
Yeah.
This was the last shot, really?
Yeah, and full limb amputation would also be very difficult for him, as we discussed.
Yeah, no. He's had enough now.
After discussing the options for further surgery, both Noel and the family decide that it's kindest to let Hugo go. We need to wake him up and we need to keep him on methadone. They're going to take him home. Every single day of my working life, I try and get animals out of pain, but sometimes it doesn't work out in spite of us doing our very best. And that's absolutely heartbreaking when a family and the animal that they love have been through that journey and we failed.
We'd just come so far. Every other time we'd had bad news, there'd always been, this is not good, but we can do this. This time, there was just nothing. We would have gone to the ends of the earth to give him the life that he deserved.
Hugo will spend his last days surrounded by his family. It's 5 days since Zara, the energetic Havana kitten, had surgery to fix her fractured leg.
Well, we've been rushing around trying to organise the cage and the things that she would need. But our other Oriental has been making a dreadful row.
You're still looking for her. Going to all the places where she'd be hiding from him and looking for him.
It's not a home without her.
All right, your little friend is doing very well, almost too well. Wants to climb Christmas trees.
That's right.
Yes. So, but everything has gone according to plan so far, okay? It was a tricky fracture, largely because of bone size.
Shows the spiral.
Yes,
there very
so
well,
that
doesn't it?
spiral goes right up along there.
Yeah.
That would just collapse like a house of cards or a tall building coming down with an explosion if we didn't support it from the outside. There's two big things. One, keeping it restricted. Two, preventing that frame getting caught in anything. You can come in. Here we go. There we go.
Who's there then?
Now, who is that?
Zara.
No.
Yes.
I know, yes, you're very quiet.
Good. All right, missus. Well done.
Thank you very much. There. You're coming home.
She's glad to see us. I mean, she's very vocal normally. So we'll probably hear about it all the way home.
Come on.
Good, just walk along for me.
Come here, walk this way.
1-year-old Loki has returned with Declan and his daughter Erin, following his partial ankle replacement 7 weeks earlier.
I'll just take him straight through to X-ray, I think.
Keeping the excitable Ridgeback calm has been a bit of a challenge.
Okay, come on, mate. Good boy.
I'm hoping that Loki will be able to have a bit more freedom and not having to always be in the crate.
Okay, listen, everything's fine.
Brilliant, okay.
But it's not healed yet.
Okay.
Everything's great, no problem, but he's a nutter.
Yes, yes, we know.
So I have my big Slovakian intern on him at the moment, and he's a bodybuilder, so we require his strength to keep him under control. You can walk him as much as you like,
right,
for any distance you like.
Okay.
As long as he's on the lead. He's a good boy, and he's a beautiful dog.
So he's staying off sedatives and that now?
Come on in. I think we should. I think we should.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
So Marek will help you to the car.
Okay.
All right, big guy, off you go. Well done, mate. Lovely to meet you, Aaron. Take care.
Right, in we go. Come on. Now, there we go. Look at this, Loki. Good boy. In.
Just 2 months later, Loki is finally allowed off the lead and to play for the first time in his life, pain-free.
Ah, he loves it, doesn't he? Look at him run.
Oh, it's amazing to see him running around.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
So nice.
Go easy. He's absolutely loving it. He's tearing around the place. He's not fully fit yet. The leg is getting stronger and stronger every week, and we're still doing the hydrotherapy with him to build up the strength. Then he'll be able to tear around as much as he wants.
He's now like other dogs and he's happy running around when before he was sort of stuck in a cage and now he can be free.
Yes. I'm feeling a lot less stressed. We didn't have a plan B. This was it for Loki. There was one shot. So we put all our efforts and everything into that one shot. He's back to his old self. He is starting to chew stuff, although he's not as bad. I think he's past that real puppy phase. I know you're tired now, aren't you?
Loki means everything to me. He's always running around and just having him with me. It is like having a little brother. Yeah, I finally got my brother back. Oh, I know.
Zara, the Havana kitten, is home in Clanfield. 3 months after her accident, she's back to her old habits, playing with her fellow Oriental pal, Vanya.
You wouldn't tell, in fact, that she'd had a significant fracture at all, which is wonderful.
She's walking around now without a limp. She's doing everything that she did before and more. But yes, the outcome has been fantastic. That's mine.
And of course what she's doing is developing an excellent relationship with Vanya. I'd hope they both have a long, happy life together now.
Just hope we're around long enough to enjoy them.
It's 2 months since Hugo passed away. The family have bought a planter in memory of him.
This was Hugo's favourite spot, lying next to the fence in the shade. We scattered his ashes into the planter, didn't we? So he can grow up through the roots. We wanted him to be able to be outside in the fresh air. We did it in the planter so that we can move him around sometimes. So we can kind of move him into the sun occasionally. And each of the children chose flowers that they wanted to put in it. We all know time is a great healer. We'll never ever forget Hugo. He will always be part of our family. It will get easier, yeah. We will get to that point where
we're ready to move on and maybe consider another dog.
yeah, and where we're not feeling sad and missing him. And he brought so much to the family. He was the best dog.